Well, welcome back to Factorio building the Hyperbase, our very large science-only dedicated base. Okay, so the oil is up here. Last episode we slapped down an oil train, a fuel train, so that we could draw off the excess light and ensure our process up here keeps going so that the plastic train can get refueled. So there's a couple of things that I want to do this episode, which is prior to getting on with dealing with the acid, which we definitely need to do, but just before we can do that, we need to probably, well, first of all, the plastic train is currently only taking one path down into here, basically, and finding that it's not getting unloaded as is to be expected, because red circuits, well, they also need to be fixed up because these ones don't actually have the request in them, which is a little unfortunate. And these guys are all round, oh no, they're round the right way. These ones are round the wrong way. So we need to fix that up. We need to ensure that the plastic train will split its allegiance, and I'm going to do it by blocking off one of these depending on the net level of demand down here. So basically we need to get a reading from one of these and send the signal all the way up. Where are we now? We're here. Okay. I guess it's mainly wire I need at the moment, but I guess I'll pick these up. Let's make sure that we have enough of those. I don't think I'm actually making the wires just yet. No. So we need to make some wire. Let's use green wire. Well, we're making green circuits as well. That seems unfortunate, but never mind. Oh, just in case I want that. Interesting selection. Okay. Let's head to iron iron 1 first up, so that we can put this unit in place. Right, we need to get down here to our fast lane. And all the way along. Maybe I need to make an internal shuttle through here to speed me along, or even upgrade the track. So what I want to know is, and I guess I could use this one to start with. I want to know there it is. So I want to know how much plastic there is in this position. At some point I'm going to have to, at this point I'm now going to have to build my own. I think it's these that herald in the plastic. It is. Okay, so go. I'll leave the power on it, you never know, that is quite possibly useful. There we go. And you can go to here. And you will be open only if plastic is, say, less than 20,000, which is definitely not the case at the moment, so it's closed. So if I tell this train to go walk about, it will rush off and feed the other facility, which is in fact what I will do once we get there. So copper train lining up. And the plastic train. Okay, so you can go back to plastic load, and we should see you appear on in the second stack if you ever get out of here. Okay. Now, need to turn those around and give them filters, and that should kick something off to life. Okay, so why are there no red circuits getting built? There's no green circuits getting built because there's no copper. There's tons of copper cable. What's your problem? Not enough copper cable. Because there's no copper. Why are we not getting a copper train delivery? There's one waiting here. That should be able to go down here. But this one here is stopping it for some reason. Yeah, it's actually gonna have to be one of those, which is a problem as well. Like so. So you are not using that because what? What is slowly using it? How many are in there? 40. How about we just tell it to go for now? There's a plastic train coming, and that's not it. Here it comes, directed correctly to the second stash. This should kick off a little bit of action. It looks like we have issues still with inserters. Must have missed that one. Alright, those are okay, but over here they obviously are not. Okay. Not quite sure how I managed to only get half of these with their correct requests, but if we fix them now before we proceed to build any more, that's probably a good idea. Yep. Last one. And the red circuit ones as well. Theoretically, it would be faster to rip these out and use a blueprint, but I'm not doing that because this way at least I'm going to be sure, and I used a blueprint originally. We still ended up with things wrong. Oops, those are all right already. Must almost be done. There we go. It looks like the plastic train's already left. I don't like how we get copper trains coming through now and blocking everything. That really does not work for me. I don't really want it lining up in here at all unless there's a destination for it. That's the truth of the matter. Well, it's not the problem for today. The problem for today is I basically want, and this is going to be five sets of these. Remember, one of these is going to be here, but all of this needs to be times 5. So 3 more out this way, and then I want to bring the rocket fuel train down as on refuel duty for now. Ooh, what's that one? That is iron pickup. So we are getting some movement. Interesting. So yeah, they do unfortunately seem to favour some of these over the others with this design, but that is what it is. Alright, where am I? I am over here, okay. Hopefully that one doesn't start moving on me. What I want to do is basically copy from about here. I want to catch that. This curve is probably going to have to change for each section. In fact, I don't even know if I have enough room for 3. That's going to be a problem. Actually, isn't it? Well, we don't have 3 of all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. I guess it would be possible to change this so that it shifts up a little bit where it needs to. Maybe if it's just the N ones that don't fit. But anyway, we won't worry about that just now. What we will worry about is getting from there to there. Probably should do this with the map view rather than running, but maybe with running we'll get a better idea of exactly what it is that we want and making sure that we cover everything. There to there. And obviously we're going to be in InfiniZoom before you know it, because that's the only way we'll be able to see how this works. So let's do that now. Oh, and the other thing that may not be obvious, but hopefully will be soon, is that we do not want robots running around placing any of this stuff while we are trying to place it. There we go, InfiniZoom. And I'm not even sure if that's enough zoom. Alright, let's try that. So we can get... Oh, damn it. I want to get the alignment right. Okay. One. Two. Three. Let's zoom on in, see how we did. We don't actually have to keep these. I think they're not quite right. Yep, this is one down. This one is probably right, actually. and that one's probably right as well. So it might be just the middle one is slightly off. That's probably quite good. So this is how wide we are. Map doesn't work, but if we go back to InfiniZoom, this is the entire processing. We're going straight into some more ore, but that's unfortunate. We'll just have to do that. What I want is the... let's get out of InfiniZoom. Fully out, actually. I want the fuel train to... and we'll probably go back into it now. Kind of idea is that maybe it doesn't work at all. It comes in here and it feeds across all of these trains, and I was going to have it also feed all... maybe I can have 2 stops and have it empty the back 10 carriages and the front 10 carriages. That is actually not a terrible idea. Although we did something like that. Placed a train stop there. So we know where the first stop is, and then it's probably not terrible. But actually, oh, it is. We actually do want the second half of the wagons, so it would be something like that. So the back 10 wagons feed fuel to all of these trains. The front 10 feed all of these trains. We don't need to feed them at the bit back further up. So this is basically copper and iron plate, the red and green circuit trains, actually, and the plastic train. All could be fed by this mechanism, so that is quite good. Yeah. So we really need a bunch more rail. And then some belt to place some belt to feed in. Would it matter if we didn't actually use all of the carriages? Like 5 to 4, probably. So we should. So what I'm thinking basically is we just have this one's on here twice. So it's a major abortion. We'll need to get rid of this and try and redo this one. Can't deal with this level of mess. My idea might not work. I am now realizing that there's not actually room to feed these trains. Oh, hang on. Yes, there is. Yeah, there is. There's not enough room to get belt there, though. But we could definitely do it by bot. A little bot network that extends through the front here. just have to be very careful. Yeah, being very careful is not going to work. Unless bot delivers it to a belt that just runs up this little bit, which we could do, and then we could put these back in. Like so. So yeah, if we keep the bots so that they're definitely separated from those, so that's as close as they could get. For example, then what we do is we run belt from request a chest, for example. From there it can feed this train, and it can also place some on a belt that can then feed these trains that otherwise aren't fed by the bot. That's what we'll have to do, and echo this along, but before we do, we need to grab this crazy pattern. We need to go back into InfiniZoom, and we need to insert a new one. Like so. And hopefully that balances up a little bit better. At least it's only a single rendition. We're right in the middle of that track, and we're just below it there. I might not worry about it. It's getting it pixel perfect at that range is difficult. And it's also probably slightly wider than it needs to be, but these are minor problems. Okay, so our train comes in over here. So we need to get track to connect up to that. Let us get back to base and get a whole heap of track, see what we can do. Gives you some idea of the enormity of this thing now. Yeah, we're definitely down a little bit, but that is how it is. We're going to have some dramas figuring out exactly how that's supposed to work. Let's check the map actually. Did the map view reveal these guys? Oh, we know about them now anyway. 1.2G. Yeah, they are quite significant, what we're putting in there. Or what we're covering up there, rather, I should say. Okay, so let's go back to base to get some rail. Do I need all of these? Probably not, but can do that. I don't need these at the moment. What else do I not need? Okay, let's get rail by sort of 2500. Let's mainly just connect the dots that I wanted. Oops, it's auto trashing rail. Let's not do that. There should be plenty. That's 2500. Okay. Let's start from oil. Whoops, oil. So that brings us closer to the action. And the train has to run probably in here, and then well, it might be on this side. I'm not sure what we're going to do about these. It would be best if we could avoid those, so it might even, you know, kind of duck around it like that. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, where do these go? Oh, there's more plastic trains that come in from the side. That's where those go. So I have to allow for that as well. So we can come out here a little bit. Okay. How are these guys doing? All 1,000 are in use. Oh well, that's something, I suppose. I almost want to just drive you, but I guess we go up, round, and then down, something crazy like that. Oops. Some junk to clear. Oh, need bots back in action if we are going to do that. Bots, they're probably lying on the floor. Right, how are we doing for height? Maybe just a little bit further. We're not far enough by any stretch. Alright. Have I come too close? We'll find out very soon. Yes. We need to be back over here instead. Come on, bots, get rid of all of that. Let's see if we are far enough over now. Okay. So I want to turn to avoid the obstruction. Come down here, leaving room for the 3 plastics, which probably will end up having to cross somewhere anyway. Where exactly is this track that we're trying to connect to? Over further, okay. So we'd probably need to come out anyway. Where's that in relation to things? It's not too bad, but... Alright. Now, to complete this, what amounts to a loop back on its, well, not back onto itself, because it will be running parallel, but back in the direction we've come. Perfect. As in not really perfect, because it's right in the middle of a very rich ore field. But I guess as perfect as we can expect. Maybe that's what I meant. Oh, bot's not in. Bot's lost somewhere. Still no sign of the bots. I'll have to use the slow, old-fashioned way. There we go. So earlier in the series it was I couldn't wait for faster bots. Now I need the infinite research bots to be happy. It looks like we're just going to get this line done, and that's probably going to be our last hurrah for today. You're going to have to go back a little bit. Not a very pretty corner, but whatever. Fix up this connection. We're going to have to fix up those stations, exactly how they're going to work. But I may well even just jump on the train to do that. And we probably actually are going to have to do that in the actually fueling these stops in the next episode. Because it looks like we're going to be out of time for this one. How far have we got to go? We still have quite a way, don't we? Whoops. Oh, and out of rail. Well, that's probably a signal, guys. So the idea with this is we're going to come up here, we're going to come around here, and it will split round and loop so that the train can get back in, and that will be our 1 of 3 oil. I don't know if this one supply of oil will in fact be enough for 3 of these things. I guess we'll find out. So I guess I'll finish off that loop, and I will fix the rail down here as well, so they've actually got stations. Next episode we can see about how the fueling, running the fueling across. It shouldn't actually be that hard. Even more important though, I suppose, is sorting out the sulfuric, because that's the only way we're going to get our blue circuits happening, which we desperately need obviously to get this happening as well. So yeah, that will do it for today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.